Hello. The following are instructions for setting up your Timothy iPad, assuming you're a returning student and have an Apple ID based on your Timothy email address. If that is the case, turn on your iPad, swipe past the Hello screen, choose English as your language, United States as your country, and then we'll need to join a Wi-Fi network. At home, simply click your home network and type in your password. But if you're setting this up here at Timothy, use the TCHS guest network. If that is the case, you will have to accept our acceptable use policy by clicking on that button and waiting for it to log in. Once logged in, you can click the Done found in the upper right. Once connected to Wi-Fi, click Enable Location Services, which allows us to help find a lost or stolen iPad. And then next, on the page that it says Timothy Christian Schools will automatically configure your iPad. This will require you to log into the Timothy network. Notice the username and password are the same username and password you use to log on to computers here at Timothy, and not your email address. Click Next and wait for it to log in and configure, and then we'll need to sign in with your Apple ID. So click Sign In with your Apple ID, and notice your Apple ID is your Timothy email address. And again, that is the @tcs.timothychristian.com address and your Apple ID password that you created last year. Once entered, click Next in the upper right, Agree in the bottom right to the Terms and Conditions, and click Agree again on the pop-up. We will use iCloud to back up your data, so click Use iCloud. And we will be using Find My iPad, so click Next on that page. That ends the beginning of our setup. We'll click Get Started to get to your home page. Once on your home screen, wait for just a few seconds, and it will ask you to set up a passcode. We're going to do that immediately, so click Continue. I would suggest a 4-digit number. It cannot be repeating or sequential numbers, and it needs to be something that you're going to remember, as we won't have these numbers on hand. Once you type it, click Continue, type it a second time, and click Save. Once that's set, click on Settings on your iPad, the app settings, and then click General in the left panel. On the right panel, look for About on the very top, and click on that, and then Name on the right panel at the very top. We'll change where it says Student's iPad to be your Timothy username. And again, that's your last name and the first 2 characters of your first name. Once you've changed the name, click on Wi-Fi on the left panel. And this is only applicable if you're on Timothy's network. If you join the TCS guest network to set this up, you'll want to click the little blue eye next to TCS guest. From here, you're able to forget this network up on the top. You'll want to do this as the guest network does not have as much availability or privileges as the student network. So click Forget this network and forget again on the pop-up. And then give it a few seconds. It'll connect to the TCS student network. Again, if you're at home, you can skip those steps. Going back to our home screen, be patient, and your iPad will eventually ask you to sign in to the iTunes Store. Notice this is your Apple ID. You can tell that because it's using your email address. Type in your Apple ID password and click OK. It'll let you know that terms and conditions have been updated and await your approval, so click OK on that page. That'll open up iBooks. From here, you can scroll down to the bottom of the new terms and conditions, click Agree, and click Agree again on the pop-up. Being patient, once you've agreed to these terms, you'll get a pop-up that says the self-service mobile will now begin to download. Click OK on this screen. The self-service portal is an app that will now install. This is where you'll be able to download all the apps that Timothy provides for you. Pressing your home button, you can return to your home screen, and then slide over to your second page of home screens, and the self-service portal should be installing. Once complete, click on the self-service portal to open, It'll ask you if you would like notifications from this portal. I would suggest saying OK, as that will tell you when you have updates for your apps. It'll then tell you that your registration is not yet complete. You will have to complete this registration in order for you to get the free apps that we deliver. So you will click Register and click Continue. Unfortunately, there's a glitch in this software, and more likely than not, one of these two pop-ups will appear and disappear very quickly, and you won't get a chance to click the correct answer. If that happens to you, double-click the Home button. It'll bring up all of your currently running apps, and you can tell we just agreed to some terms with iBooks, and we were just in the self-service portal, and here's our home screen. What we need to do is effectively kill the self-service portal. So put your finger in the middle of the self-service portal and just swipe directly up. It should disappear from the screen, and that will kill the app. Go back to your home screen and restart the self-service portal. The second time you run the self-service portal, these pop-ups will stay up on your screen. You'll be able to hit register and continue, or whichever one you missed last time. That will ask you to sign in to the App Store to verify that we can give you these apps. So click Sign In. Scroll to the bottom of Terms and Conditions in the App Store and agree. And again, agree to the pop-up. Just want to remind you that the current acceptable use policy states that you are not allowed to install apps from the App Store. So don't pick up any apps while you're in here. Instead, just close the App Store, go back to your home screen. After clicking OK on this organization can now assign apps, go back to your home screen and slide over to self-service. Here in your self-service portal, you'll get a list of all the apps that we have available for you. Feel free to install any of those that you think you may need, and we'll be updating that list throughout the year, adding more and more apps. I would also suggest, before finishing, that you open up your Mail app. You do have to type your Timothy password once after the first time you open up your Mail app. You may have to type that in and turn off your iPad and turn it back on, but then mail should flow easily. If you have any problems with setup, feel free to step by the IT office sometime in the first week of school, and we look forward to seeing you soon.